Thanks for joining me for Bible journaling. Today we're going to be working on day 255 and our Encourage a Moment to Breathe 365 devotions. So my verse is actually on that page that is already finished, so I'm going to go ahead and use the blank page opposite it. And we're doing Luke 9:23 today. Our verse says, "Then he said to them all, if anyone wants to follow after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me." So my thought today is I'm going to put some watercolors on my page, and I did already gesso my page with 2 coats of clear gesso before I got started, so that would already be done. You wouldn't have to watch me do that. And since there's some yellow and red on the opposite page, just to keep it kind of similar, I'm going to go ahead and put some yellow, orange, and red splashes of color on this side. And then I'm going to paint a cross on there, and I printed out a title on some cardstock that I'm going to go ahead and glue in there and then kind of outline. I'm keeping it simple today because today's story seems to remind me about a few things. So let's go ahead and read the story, and then maybe I can share a few of my thoughts on that afterwards. I recently moved to a new city. In my old city, I had a career that gave me a tremendous sense of importance and influence, as well as a reputation I had built over many years through various means. I had roots, a history of conversations and shared experiences. I felt known, and the familiarity afforded by an established history was, I now realized, a comfortable and constant companion. In a new city, I felt strangely emptied. I found myself in a place where I had no career, no reputation, and no history. And as I met people, I struggled with waves of insecurity, with a desire to be respected, admired, and accepted. Even though I made this move with a positive attitude, I became increasingly nostalgic of the old life, mentally and emotionally. I reached for those things that once gave me such a sense of significance. All those things that were a part of my life previously weren't bad things. Actually, they were very good things. Most of them involved serving and being involved with others, both at work and at church. But my flesh took great pride in them and caused them over time to swell my vanity, and it became a stumbling block to me. God disrupted my complacency in order to move me forward. I never would have chosen this kind of change for myself, but He is good. I've seen it in myself and others time and time again. As long as we feel adequate in ourselves, we won't reach for God to make us complete. The grace of Christ that had seemed so small when I was craving the approval of man now seemed infinitely sufficient. Don't get me wrong, I'm not completely well yet. I still feel those idols tugging on my heart from time to time. But I'm thankful for pruning. It's the way we're transformed, from the old to the new, as we grow into the likeness of Christ. Our moment to breathe today says, take an inventory of the things in your life that give you a sense of significance. Ask God to reveal to you any things in your life that could be an idol. So that's a pretty moving story today. I know how that is. You get kind of set in your ways and you like doing things a certain way, and then all of a sudden things get pulled out from under you and you don't know what to do. So that's pretty much God straightening you up. So I went ahead and I did all my watercoloring there, and I found when I was smushing it on, because the gesso was there, it needed to be a little bit darker, so I went ahead and just splashed the paint straight from the palette onto the page, and then I used my piece of acetate, just kind of smush it down and then dried it. So here I'm going to go ahead and draw a cross on my page, so in case I make a mistake, I can erase it before I get to painting it, because I'm afraid that I won't draw it the correct way or I'll mess something up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some painting there. And then I'm going to use some Rowney acrylic paints to paint my cross on there. And I'm going to use brown, light brown, and yellow ochre. We're not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to quickly paint that on there with some of the browns and make it across. And then I'm going to go ahead and outline the outside so that it stands out a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my title that I made up on my computer. And the font I used today was called the Typewriter. And I think it was a freebie I found somewhere. If you just put that into the search bar in Google, it'll probably just pull it up for you. But it looks like it's hand typed with the typewriter is what I liked about it. And I went ahead and I typed out, carry your daily, take inventory of your life. So I'm going to go ahead and go carry your cross daily. I'm going to kind of strategically place it there around the cross so that the cross is one of the words. And then take inventory of your life. I pulled that from A Moment to Breathe. I thought that was significant, so I wanted to remember that I needed to take inventory of the things that I am becoming complacent in so that I can take stock of things and decide, or let God help decide if I need those things still or if it's just me loving them a little too much. So that's my whole thought today. And then after I get done with this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do, of course, I want to do a little bit of journaling. So today's journaling is going to say, God revealed to me things in my life that could be idols. Now, we don't always know what is an idol. We may not consider it an idol, but I'm hopeful and I'm sure God will gladly point these things out to me if I ask. Or if you ask, He will let you know it too so that you can keep track of those and not cherish them quite as much as you do maybe. And then, of course, I always do my date on there so I can remember what day I worked on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my verse underneath that because we're not doing, the verse isn't on that page today. It's on the opposite page. And I want to remember later when I look through that is exactly what I was working on. I probably, now that I think about it, since we're on day 255, I probably should have maybe put the day on there just so that I would remember in the future whether or not I wanted to, what day I was working on in my journal here. It's coming close to before you know it, it's going to be the end of the year and we're going to have to start over. So I can't decide if I want to go ahead and just start the journal on day 2. On January 1st, start on day 2 and then work my way through, because I can admit I did not do every page. Life gets busy, you forget about doing it a certain day, and I missed a bunch of days. Even though now that I've started a new scripture writing, I try to do the days that I'm not doing Bible journaling, I try to write those into my my planner so that I at least have read it and I read the story and stuff like that. It's still, you're going to forget that over time. So I'm kind of deciding if I want to go ahead and just start with day 2 at the beginning of the year, or if I want to start a new journal. You guys let me know down in the comments if you would like to go ahead and start on day 2, or if you have a daily planner or journal thing that you guys are reading that you would like to see us work through next year for our Bible journaling. I'm also in the market, I think, to start looking for a new Bible for the beginning of the year. I'm going to try to make this one last until the end of the year by skipping around in some pages, but it's getting pretty full and it's getting a lot harder to find pages that aren't blank. So if you know of a Bible that would be good for Bible journaling, I don't want to buy the same one. I know it's silly, but I want to have a different one. So I'm kind of looking around. I went over to DaySpring today and they have the new Spiral Bible that has the extra wide margin and the spiral binding, so you could put a lot more chipboard pieces in there and I wouldn't have to worry about the tabs or anything like that. But it is a little bit more expensive than this one. When I bought this one, it was like half the price of that one. So I'm unsure if I want to spend that much money yet. They also, they had a white one there that you could decorate the cover. So I'm kind of leaning towards that just because you can decorate the cover. And, I'm into decorating and coloring in my Bible, so I'm thinking maybe that would be good. But then I'm back to the problem where I can't put all the tabs and stuff in there because it makes the pages too thick and bulky. So I just don't know yet. So I guess I'm going to have to pray on it and kind of decide what I want to do for my new Bible. But I'm thinking at the beginning of the year, I'm going to put this one away and I'm going to start a new one. So if you have some thoughts on that, put it down in the comments and help me out and kind of help me decide what I want to get. Or if you have a favorite one, leave that down there and I'll go check it out because I need to get a new one. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put all these little cardstock pieces I cut out onto my page. I'm just gluing them on there with some glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and go around each one with my black micron pen just so they stand out a little bit better because they kind of fade into the page there. And then of course, I'm going to do my journaling and put the date and stuff down there at the bottom, which I told you earlier, and I completely forgot about it because I've been blabbing on for 10 minutes. Crazy me. So anyway, I hope you had fun doing Bible journaling today. If you have a question, leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you've already subscribed or you're a new subscriber, don't forget to hit the little bell next to it so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Otherwise, you will not be notified because YouTube just doesn't do that anymore. So you definitely want to know when I uploaded a new video, and you can stop on over and you can say hi or, leave me a comment in the description box. Don't forget also, I put everything I'm using down in the description box in case you would like to go pick anything up. I always try to do that, so in case you want to grab something up, you can go do that. And it's quick and easy, no problems. So I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.